Yo, what's up? Sheesh.
What's up?
Everybody? Welcome back to another episode. This is the Bible of the Gun, but it is my channel. Back again with Titus, and you tried to describe this in the last video. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, it didn't happen. You didn't see it, so it's fine. It's been deleted.
Anyways, we're here talking about some very interesting stuff. I think some really real stuff. I think this is like
Unfortunately.
Our former advancement podcast. We kind of talked about this. Our perspectives have changed a little bit on a lot of things.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to get in this video. Like this ideology, liberalism. You saw the title. Liberalism has changed the dating scene 100%. And these videos we're gonna watch just shows you exactly what the problem is. So we're gonna take a look at this. Pull this up right here. I have the video ready for y'all. And this woman,
she's based for sure.
Saddest realizations I recently had was that as a
So I want to make a
video. Oh no, that's crazy because this isn't her video. This is someone that reacted to it.
You got the one that I sent. I sent it to you on your messages.
I don't know what was going on. I couldn't find it. It said that you didn't send anything. Anyways, we're gonna pull that up. I'll play another video. This other one we have is the reality of the situation. I think this person put out the statistics for dating, how men are feeling, how.
I can resend it to you. It's on your TikTok though, right?
Oh, you sent it on TikTok?
Yeah, I sent it on TikTok. Let's go to your messages.
Sorry, y'all, for the.
You'll be fine. It's a live. The stream. The things happen on live streams. Things aren't perfect. They're not edited amazingly.
All right, this is the video.
female homemaker childbearing role. And most of the men that
I don't know if it was actually up and playing.
I hear it.
I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
And the answer to that question, yes, at the very end, I'm not asking to have my cake and eat it too or whatever. Yes, you are. This is the problem with the liberal. It's all about me, and like I don't care about.
It's based.
They say it is. They sure do, but it's like
based in reality, Isaac.
I think that, and we talked about this before, but I think what's happening, the reality of the situation is women are lying to themselves. Liberal women are lying to themselves every single day. They've been convinced from all forms of media, all forms of just advice, because it's so just in our society nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
In order to be a successful, happy woman, you have to be the boss babe. You have to be so independent, never rely on anyone for anything, and that's the only true way to be happy.
Right.
You were held back before. This is how
I mean, you see that firsthand, even in what's happening with like the Snow White movie. That girl that got casted for it is literally talking about how I was scared of that movie when I was a kid, and I hated that movie as a kid. First of all, most people that get casted in big roles like Cinderella or Little Mermaid or any iconic character is like, oh my gosh, it's an honor. I'm so excited to be able to play a character that has been loved by so many for so many years, and to bring that picture to real life is just such an honor. Blah 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 blah. Whether it's BS or not, they respect the character. Nope, not me. She true love. Prince, like no, he's nothing. First of all, he has like what 2 minutes of screen time in the movie. The prince has. It's literally all princesses in Disney movies are the star. Like they're the hero, whatever, the heroine. Why are we acting as if he was some sort of one sexual assaulter and two like love is bad. Like literally, that's the thing. And this is what's happening though. She's been brainwashed by that mentality that this woman who's casted as Snow White is trying to push on all the young women that are going to be watching this movie to not worry about true love and worry about how you're an independent leader leading 7 dwarves who aren't actually dwarves. But she is conflicted because she's like, I believe everything she's saying. Yes, go girl, boss babe, leader of my own with life, sure. But I want wait, hold on. My inherent actual genetic makeup says otherwise. I want to just find someone who's going to take care of me, love me, provide for me, pay for me on the date, treat me what's the word? That chivalrously. That's what she wants, but then it's like conflicting with her brain because this is what she's being programmed to believe over the last yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very soft.
And when something tragic happens, you're gonna find us right back into our gender roles. Women are gonna be women. They're gonna want to be homeschoolers. Yeah. It's not like hating on women. You can do whatever it is you want. But I think there's so many cases like this one out here where it's like they know they want to be taken care of. I feel like you know that because it's like when you look at that liberal woman and maybe some conservatives too, what they look for in a man is all things that are like biological. Like when you came to the mating process, you look for these qualities. You wanted a tall man that was like, able to take care of you,
strong, protect you,
that's able to provide for you. So they're like, I want the 6 foot, 100 figure. You got to make that as a
6-figure, 100K a year, yeah.
Whatever I say, that's what they want, and that's like not maybe those exact numbers is crazy, but the reason you want that is because your DNA is saying, I need someone that's can take care of me.
Who I'm safe and secure in. I think I can't remember exactly what it was. I know women need security and men need respect is what like I've heard, and that's like it's so true. And like I think that's been flipped on its head. Women are trying to earn respect, and then they're also so scared. Like think about the Me Too movement. They're so afraid. I walk down the street and I'm not safe. It's not even necessarily true. Like statistically, men are more harmed on the street than women are. But not that it like harm someone is wrong regardless. But it's just like your fear is irrelevant to like the facts. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It does. But it's like you've been programmed to I'm a boss babe, I'm the leader, I don't need no man. Also, I'm terrified of my mind. Well, you wouldn't be terrified of a man if you did rely on a man to take care of you and protect you in certain areas. And it's like she wants that. She literally wants that. And she's fighting with everything in her because she's been told that she's not supposed to believe that way or feel that way. And so she has to mask it with I am a liberal and I only want a liberal man, but I just want them to have every other conservative traditional like belief in their own system other than the fact that they are labeled themselves as conservative. Like it, oh yeah. He can't smoke, although I do it.
And because of this, guys just checking out.
Yeah. Do you have that video up still?
The video of this woman explaining there's a real dating crisis. These women, if they don't, figure it out.
The Andrew Tates and the Fresh and Fit of the world have completely turned men away from wanting to be in a relationship. Let's just say that.
Like you're breaking it down. It's like not even just ideology alone. What was I going to say? That's crazy.
Well, it's true though. Like it's the thing is that's how it is. They've made men fear about even being in a relationship. It's not worth it to them. So they're like, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna get my bag, and that's all I'm worried about. Someone said the mic isn't on. I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. It doesn't say muted or anything.
Yeah, I did mic test earlier.
But if you still can't hear us, let us know. If it
Hey, Tom.
wasn't working, but yeah, we got this video of this woman breaking down why there is a dating crisis.
I have been so hesitant to post about this for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't like negativity and I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. Number 2, I didn't want to believe it. But after doing so much research and getting a lot of messages, I'm going to just deliver the unvarnished truth to you guys. I'm just going to lay it out straight. We're in a dating crisis. Not basically, we are. That's what's happening. So let me look at my research here because I don't want to mess it up. So men looking for casual dates and or relationships is down 50%, 50, since 2019. Not since 1970, since 2019, right before the pandemic, down 50%. They're not fucking looking, which means if you're a woman looking, they don't fucking give a shit. So as this trend continues, by 2040, 45% of women, 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single and childless based on this trend. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm going to talk a lot more about this. So if you're interested in this topic, hit the follow button because I've got a lot more of information, a lot more to share with you guys.
Sorry, we've had some annoying.
But men are trash though.
conversations. This is
Anyways, though.
crazy. But no, literally, it's insane. She's over here like 40 or what was it, 45% of men or whatever have just like checked out of the
She was
dating
like, that's
scene.
not from like 1985 or 1895.
Yeah.
That's from 2019. Yeah.
And if you would think that many guys just like done, it would be over like a large curve. Like that's like 4 or 5 years ago, like not even that long ago.
Short period of
It's
time.
crazy.
For guys to say, I'm done with trying to find someone.
100%.
I mean, think about what's happened in the last 5 years, though. Feminism has gone on the rise where men are trash, men are this, it's popularized, it's fine in movies. They're looked as weak people that are unintelligent. Like, it's actually like, oh, he's stupid, he won't understand. Me and my girlfriend were watching Queen Charlotte the other day, and she was out here talking about how he allowed her to read, right? Men in this time period are allowed to read. They're the intelligent ones, they're the ones, the leaders. Clearly, they're more intellectually sound only based on the fact that they're allowed to. He allows her to, and she's talking about how incompetent he is, how stupid he is. And like the first like 20 minutes of her talking, just like, and it's her brother. So it's like, oh, there's brother banter, brother sister banter. He's not calling you stupid.
No.
He talks about how I shouldn't allow you to read all that stuff because now you become so intelligent and strong-headed and blah, 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 blah. Basically complimenting her while also saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done it. The most compliment, but they try to make it seem like he's demeaning her because he has to for the time period. It's like, no, they pushing even in time period pieces that women are smarter and more intelligent. Eloise on Bridgerton is always trying to make it seem like, oh, men, this. And obviously in that time period, it could have been frustrating if you were some sort of woman who wanted to make it, but couldn't because you literally the societal standards does not allow you.
Right.
But it's still like they're pushing this thing. Men are stupid and they're lucky. And the fact that how could it ever be that they were chosen to be the ones that are the leaders of this like of society? They're so completely degrading and mocking the fact that they literally without men, we would not be where we are in society.
True.
Men and women.
Yeah.
But to like infrastructure and all these things. Oh, women do this too. They didn't.
No.
Even if they can now, and they can't to the level of men, they did not.
They did.
And so like there's this attack on men trying to make them seem incompetent and stupid and they're trash and this and then dating market.
Oh yeah.
Why would a guy want to be with a woman or respect women? Like, okay, I'm trash, I'm this and this. You believe it now. The manosphere is coming at you saying like, no, you're strong. Your instincts are right. Ignore that BS and like be your own man and work, hoorah, whatever. No, so you're like, all right. Instead of feeling like depressed, drowning my sorrows through alcohol, through drinking, through eating, through whatever, I'm gonna get my bag. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna look good and screw you. And I'm not dealing with someone who's gonna try and treat me lesser than I am. I'll just sleep with you. Yeah. That's what's happening, and that's why this 45% of men are like, all right, peace.
100%. I think that these type of women are creating, and this is like,
it's not our woman, but it's like the trajectory of where they're trying to push.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely the agenda being pushed on young women. It's like from the ages, and one thing that makes me really upset is that they attack women that appreciated just being the one that was at home, the woman that appreciated being a homemaker, the one that appreciated raising children. Like, and when you look at like interviews back in the day when it was like woman, like, how do you feel about being in the workforce or whatever? Like, would you ever want to do that? And this is like 90s, you know, when we're just like, no, why would I ever want to do that? You know, like I can spend time with my family,
it was being pushed,
whatever. It was being pushed. That was the beginning
not
of it.
As much, obviously.
But like that thinking like that is demonized to another degree right now. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely insane.
And then, but those is a backhanded lie. I'll go ahead and finish it.
With the trajectory of, I'll just go ahead.
There's a backhanded lie that's being told to women, though. It's just like, oh yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, you can be a stay-at-home mom, like that's fine. But like, it's always like a negative connotation when they tell you, oh no, of course, because now homemakers and women like, wait, no, if I'm free to be a feminist and like live my truth and live how I want to, that means I can be a stay-at-home mom and not work and take care of my kids and raise the next generation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that. Like, I mean, that's what you want. I could never do that. I would never want to do something like that ever. Mm-hmm. That's not something I would be into. Of course, like that's fine. You can do whatever you want, you know. I just want some purpose, you know, like some sense of like, and they go on about how like I'm more valuable than you are based off my accolades and what I want. And in terms of like the dating marketplace, you're not, because guys don't care about your accolades or your money or your this. As a matter of fact, they want to be the person who provides for you. I think it's innate in us to be that way. So if anything, it's more of a turnoff that you're just some hustler. Oh, man can't handle it. A woman is successful. No, it's just they don't care. And the fact that you're flaunting that, and that's some sort of like positive attribute to your repertoire of dating. Like, they don't care about that.
Not
so,
at all.
So it's like, oh, well, he can't handle it. It's like, no, he just doesn't care. And like you flaunting it just a turn off. Oh, yeah, that's just, what is it? Cope with your insecurities, like whatever. And then they love to project. They love to project. 100%. It's a complete projection. And like this one, she seemed a little more humble than other people. The original person who spoke, because it was really just like, am I asking for my cake and eat it too? Ha, I know I am. But like, am I?
100%. It's
actually waiting for those
crazy with this video that with the 40% or 45% of men checking out, it's like by 2040, they say up to 50% of women, maybe it was less, I don't remember the exact number, of women will be single and childless by like 2040 or something like that. That's a sad statistic. The amount of children not being born because of this ideology being pushed on women is just insane.
It is.
This is the world we're living in right now.
It's the world.
Yeah. And I think that one of the things that makes me so mad about this is with being free, with being a boss babe, is hoe culture. And it makes me so mad. It's like, it's not just be like the man, and men were hoes or whatever, but like be like the man.
Liberation culture.
It's like work the 9 to 5. If that doesn't work, get on OnlyFans. You can get your bag on there, right? And sleep with as many men as you want because, hey, men are doing it or whatever.
Isaac.
And it's like, from the years of 18 to 30, you're hoeing out. You might be getting the bag, maybe not. Maybe started OnlyFans. A lot of women nowadays, it's like when on 18, most of them aren't. Yeah. That's the saddest thing about the OnlyFans thing. Like,
I think it's about his thing. Just the Jones of liberation.
Shut up.
the Jones of liberation for these hoes.
I can't. It makes me so angry, and I like feel bad for women because there's like 18-year-olds or not like 15-year-olds that are like, when I'm 18, I'm gonna get OnlyFans. I'm gonna make so much money. And they start it. They put themselves out there for everyone to see. And like 5 dudes bought their OnlyFans, or like 10 dudes, or all the dudes at your high school.
That's all it is. It's the guys in your high school that always wanted to see you naked.
Yeah. And that's
some of y'all, they didn't want to see you naked, but you got OnlyFans for some reason. You were confused.
Yeah,
but that lie, but the girls in your comments saying, "Oh, you're beautiful," even though you weigh 300 pounds, is like they lied.
Real.
Man, you got OnlyFans for no reason. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, no, you're really only making money if you're already well known or like one of the most attractive people out there.
Or you're an influencer.
Or you're an influencer.
Karina Koop, probably her name. She was with David Dobrik. She rode on those coattails as long as she could.
Streamer for a while.
And then all that stuff. But then she like worked the system. Like, okay, I'm an influencer. Now I started OnlyFans. I heard she only does like
nude pics.
It's not actually like the sex.
Girl made $1 million.
She made $1 million on her first
day.
That's because you know how many guys that watched her over the years are like, oh, well, awesome to see her naked because they can't freaking just go out and get a woman for themselves. They're like, oh my god, it'd be so great to see her naked, and go pay it to, like, she's so hot, I'll never get someone like that, but I can see her nudes. Oh heck yeah, Matt, you're so juvenile. That's so young. It's so, like, and grown 30-year-old men are out here doing that. You know they are, and it's just like, what? You have to think so little of yourself to be willing to. And I'm not gonna act like I never watched the corn
for sure
back in the day.
Yeah,
like I never had issues in that area, temptation and lust. Of course, we've dealt with that, but it's more of like the paying for it is where you lose me.
Like, subscribe.
Like
bro, you're buying like Netflix, bro. Like, and it's just this one girl getting dicked down by someone else.
By someone else, not even you, bro.
Like, it's not you. When you could like not.
Well, no,
it's
a buy a fan for them.
I'm saying
that's a lie.
I seen some people. It's like, because you just know, like you see a hot girl on Instagram, whatever, and you're like, they have to have an OnlyFans. You click on the link in the profile, exclusive, whatever.
You know how many times I've checked that just to see. I'm like, that girl's posting a provocative video or picture. Let's just see her link tree. Let's see her whatever. Does she? Yeah, there it is.
It's like 95% of people
crazy.
on Instagram.
It's almost like a game we play now. It's like,
yeah,
probably has OnlyFans.
Sure does. And like in the links, it's just like, become a fan, DM me, talk to me, and I'm like, these bros are being played to another level, because it's like, yeah, she'll DM you, maybe she'll send you exclusive news.
You're paying,
but you're paying her that. Is it really worth 10 whatever? Some people out here like $50 a month. Some dudes are buying that. But women have been lied to, because like we're saying, it's only the upper echelon of people or whatever, however that word goes. I don't know.
Yeah, but even oh god.
But no, like these young women, they're being deceived into this
Yeah.
and thinking like this is part of being the truest boss babe I can
Right.
be. They sew it out to the lie.
But they don't even realize like this is only for your early years
100%.
of your adulthood. Like
And I
this will
think
only
that's
last so long, and
intentional.
that's the most heartbreaking thing about it. Is like
Yeah.
once you're ran through and used for so long, a long period of time, and if you're honest with people, which obviously like a lot of people say they won't be honest with you, they'll never tell you, but it's like you can like tell sometimes. Like I feel like there's like an aura around them. Like you've been. I remember when I've gone out with girls and I'm like, something about you just giving like you're down to clown and you've done it many times and you're very experienced. And then there's people that you can just tell are more pure. And it's just like, it's like, I don't know if it's like a spiritual thing or not, but like,
Maybe.
it's like once you do something like that, or even if you like, it isn't very obvious through a one-time encounter, you have an OnlyFans, find out somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I used to bang your wife, or I used to masturbate to your wife, or I used to look at all her nudes, like all that stuff, or whatever, or girlfriend, all that stuff is gonna come out at some point, and that's gonna turn them off. Nobody. And here's the thing: you can think whatever you want about it. Body count doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. Guys care about that.
It's just it is what it is.
You can say, well, they shouldn't. That's wrong. Wrong. What makes it wrong? They don't feel comfortable with it. They don't like that you're with a bunch of other people.
It's
guys
like,
are territorial in a way about what's theirs, and yes, you are theirs if you're with them, and vice versa.
Yeah, it
so
works both ways.
Yeah,
so I think it's just
like my woman, my property is like, but then they go, that's my man. What does that even imply?
Well, it's different when a woman says it.
It implies that it is yours,
right?
And no one else can touch it. Stay away.
100%. And yeah, I think that this whole like boss babe thing is directed towards women from like 18 to 29 or 30 intentionally, because those are prime years to find a husband, to get married, to have that life together. Those years. And it's so sad to think about these women being just lied to and accepting it and thinking that this is where I'm going to find true happiness. But also the idea that happiness is everything is also just a whole nother problem. Like, yes, you don't happy, but you don't live your life just to be happy.
You won't get that dopamine hit for for like 100% of the time, day in and day out, 24/7. That's not life. That's not natural. You will have highs and lows. You will not always be on a high. If you need that gratification and that praise 24/7, like it's not genuine anyway. Perfect. And that's the thing. There's this false sense of perfection in your own personal mind, because people tell you, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so hot, you're so amazing, you're so perfect, you're so this. All these OnlyFans models are getting told that. The ones that are making money, oh, you're perfect. Oh, anyone would die to be with you. No, they died to sleep with you.
100%.
They do things to have intercourse with you. You are seen as a sexual object while also being told, I'm not an object, I'm a person. Stop looking at me and treating me like that. What?
No.
You've made yourself the object.
And that's another thing that makes me so mad. It's like, don't objectify me while I'm selling off my body. Like that's insane.
Even the girls that post, like, even the Insta models that aren't necessarily doing OnlyFans, like, you are selling your body for promotions. The Insta models that are like 100,000 followers, millions of followers, and they're out here posting booty pictures and all this stuff. It's like, okay, you can do whatever you want, but you do not get to get mad about men drilling you. They are paying your bills right now.
Yeah,
they're paying your bills. Like, well, they don't have a right to in publicly. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
you have no control over someone else's eyes. There's no law on whether or not they can look at you or not. It may be weird to you and creepy to you, but it's not weird to you when you see 1 million likes on the post. That's fine to you. It's the same exact thing. Yeah. All those people staring at you. Like, and it may be uncomfortable, and I would never want 50 dudes looking at my sister uncomfortably or sexually, but if she did that to herself, I'd be like, that's your fault. Will I protect you if if I'm in a situation that people are like out here thinking they have access? Of course. That's wrong. People shouldn't try and do it. But when you make yourself accessible to the world, they think they have that access.
Yeah, and it's just, you're never gonna find a relationship where you're always gonna have everything you want 100% of the time. Like, you're not gonna be truly 100% happy 100% of the time. And I hate that with this whole liberalism ideology. It's like, if you're not happy, like, for any couple month stretch, like, it's the end. Like, he's not worth it. Find your man, hook up until you find your right person. Like, that whole thing.
He's not the one anyway.
He's not all right. He's not the one. I just wasted this much time. And it's like, okay, this guy probably was that dude for you. He probably would have been great for you, but you couldn't get through that rough patch.
Also, I don't have the emotional maturity to stay in a relationship, so I'm just gonna cheat. Like, I don't want to break up with them because that's so uncomfortable and it's gonna hurt them.
Their ideology is everything's about me and how I feel. It's never about us. It's like, you're not truly in a relationship when
everything's about yourself.
Yeah, it's like you don't actually really care about the person, because like, I care about them because of how they make me feel. And all of that the whole ideology is all about me. And I think it's ruined dating. Like bringing it back to what we're talking about, having that they're going into relationships, going into dating situations, thinking like, okay, what can this guy do for me?
And like obviously that's
or even with liberal men, that they're thinking all about themselves. How can I virtue signal until I get what I want? You know?
And that's not everyone though. Like here's the thing, it's just the direction is going, and I actually the tides are kind of turning a little bit, but that's what's been pushed on for so long is this mentality. But now a lot of women are saying, I don't even like that. And a lot of the younger women are seeing the women that did this for the last 10 years. They're like, they are regretful. Like people that Kevin Samuels interviewed, the people that are on Fresh and Fit, regardless of whether you like these platforms or valuetainment money, these older women are like, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I did want this. I thought this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, obviously it's not applicable to everyone, but as a general rule, most women want to have a family, have kids, have a nice, loving husband that loves them and will take care of them. And most women are comforted by that thought. There's not a negative thing in their mind.
Statistics prove it, because when you look back in the even just early 90s when women were interviewed and asked questions like about, are you truly happy, whatever, a lot of women, like, I don't know if it was just that. There's a lot of different things that prove there's been a steady decline in women's happiness from like 90s up until like 2020. You know, like it's just been going on the down low.
Oh right, yeah, I've heard that.
And with that, you see the difference in ideology. You know, back then it was like, we're just going based on our DNA. You know, we're just I know this is what I want. This is what I was taught.
Based on how it should be.
But that was okay. You know, and I do hope that the tide is changing. You know, I think
it has. There's so many
but it's
people.
like, when does it change? You know, is it like for specifically women? It's like, okay, the tide is changing, but does it take the 10 years of being everything?
No, what I'm saying is like these women that are younger are seeing the women that are older, and they're like, wait, let me rethink this. Even like people, for instance, like Layla, you know who that is? Layla, the girl that like loves Andrew Tate. The British girl, you know, her, and she's like has a huge voice, and she's like influenced, and obviously a lot of men follow her because she's not, and they can't help it. Like, but her, and then there's like Natalia on Valuetainment Money. She's like a lot of people that are on these platforms, like they still like, okay, well, I want success because I want the security, because there was something that did suck about women that would like stick with some guy because of these traditional values that they had, and then the guy just up and left them for someone younger. It's like, okay, well, now I don't have money, I have 3 kids, and like you're not doing anything for me. It's like, well, then that does suck. We need to get men to be better in the sense of like staying with what you chose. You chose a person for a reason, stay with them. It's messed up that you think you should up and leave. Like you shouldn't. Oh, I'm unhappy. Why are you unhappy? You chose this person. You literally, I don't understand that with marriage. Unless they like cheat or unfaithful, abusive, like what do you mean? Like, oh, I fell out of love. Like, no, you chose to love them, so you continuously make that decision. Once you marry, and when you're dating, you can break up whenever you want because you can be like, I don't want this person. And it's like, okay, well, now you know that. But when you make that conscious decision to marry them, you should not.
Marriage doesn't really mean what it used to.
I loved them at one point, so you should continue. You can find a way to love them again. But I think there's that fear of if I got left, I'd be screwed, and now no woman wants that.
That fear has changed the entire like scope of marriage. It's like, I need to have my backup plan. Like everyone's going into it like, okay, this is the backup plan in case things don't work out. Versus like, no, this is my person, and I am going to
you plan on working
everything into this, work as hard as I can to make this work through the good and the bad. And not they put everything on whether I'm happy or not, which is just a whole another thing. It's just
happiness is fleeting.
Happiness is fleeting. It's a feeling, dog. Like it's literally just how you feel in the moment that changes.
Literally.
You know? But yeah, I don't feel we got to go too much more into this, but like, yeah, I think that the whole just liberal ideology is toxic, and I think it has been. I do think there is change. Like I do see some change, but like if we keep going down this path,
people like hers is a proof of the change. She's literally the original one. She's literally speaking on the fact that I want this, but everything I've been taught is telling me, like she's not saying this, but this is what she's saying, is that I shouldn't want this, and like she's conflicted, and that alone is already bringing awareness. And it's like that's maybe the lights will flick on for her at some and it should be like, I just want
maybe
this.
These aren't my true morals. Maybe this is just like something that I've been told to believe, and you know. I do hope that changes.
Look at Bud Light, even with like this is obviously a different subject, but it's like that Bud Light's been doing trash, and they've been doubling down, and people are like, screw them. I don't like what they're doing. This is not my reality. That person can be there, and they can be in Looney Tune land thinking this dude can think he's something that he's not.
Right.
I'm not going to subscribe to that. I'm not going to support that. Peace.
Yeah. And we love it. But thank you all so much for tuning in the video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. I tag Titus in this video. So subscribe to Titus Ellis Smith. We appreciate y'all for tuning in live. We will be talking about more stuff like this. Technical difficulties have been irritating. But anyways, we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.